Catherine Ham, Brian Wilson, Brian Neiman, today's newsmakers, and you. The Morning Majority, 630. WMAL.
7:07 on WMAL. Still to come on the show this morning, we'll talk with Ben Shapiro and the 8 o'clock hour, 8:06. Shannon Bream from the Fox News Channel coming up at 8:36 as well. Pleased to be joined right now by Jim Pethokoukis, money and politics columnist at Reuters Breaking Views, official CNBC contributor, and a 2002 Jeopardy champion. That's what it says right there on this Twitter feed. Morning, Jimmy P. How are you?
Is all that stuff true? Did I actually do all that?
I don't know. You tweeted it out, so it must be true.
I don't know.
I heard you were upset with there are too many parrot acts right now going on America's Got Talent.
Why don't we just get Robert Blake to host a darn show? It's all parrots?
I know. Well, that's what...
Listen, I love a good parrot act. We all do. But no.
Who among us does not?
Exactly.
I love that show, by the way. I'm completely addicted to America's Got Talent. I love the sort of the Ted Mack amateur hour aspect of it all. It's great.
The question is, does America have talent? We've been talking about this morning the president's decision to tap into the Strategic Petroleum Reserve and the effect that it will have on the price of gas. First question is, do you think this is a smart move from the president?
I think this administration is scrambling to do anything they can to boost the economy in any way that it can, and all they really have left are to try to these sorts of short-term measures. Whether it's oil, now they're pushing for some sort of new short-term tax cuts. So they're scrambling. Listen, the president's ratings are now completely upside down. Gallup had it at 43.50. So there's not much left in the toolkit. So they're going to use whatever they have. I think it shows an utter lack of seriousness and imagination by the administration.
How much does it mess with the markets, though, from the point of view of us, putting more oil in there, and if you it hurt the oil stocks right away. I'm wondering if you're holding Exxon stock or whatever, the fact that we did this and it affected your money, your bottom line. I don't think I would like that.
It's going to have impact over the short term, but the global economy is so large and our thirst for oil is so tremendous that this is all going to get swallowed up in a rather short period of time. I think one of the things they're trying to do is that there's a lot of leverage, and they got these derivatives contracts in the oil markets, and but when you have these sorts of short-term, very dramatic actions, then people have to sell these contracts. So to the extent that there is some amount of speculation in the oil price, this might squeeze that out temporarily. But like I said, they're doing whatever they can to boost this economy even slightly, because and Goldman Sachs just had a big economic report that came out this morning. This economy is at a very dangerous level. Mm-hmm. It's not stalling, but it's sputtering. And really, one more negative shock, whether it's another oil shock or Greek debt, could really tip this economy into recession.
Jim, let me take you to a wondrous place called New Jersey. Yeah. Newly wondrous, actually, in the last couple of years.
You would say that 5 years ago.
But Governor Christie just got passed sort of what people are calling a very sweeping benefits and pension reform act. It sort of went under the radar. They had a lot of union protests, but it wasn't covered nearly the way things were in Wisconsin. How did he manage it, and do you have any details on what he traded to get this done? 14 Democrats crossed over for it.
That's right. Well, I was very confused because you're right. There were these protests against all this reform, and what were they calling? They were calling them like Adolf Christie, right. The unions were. Why they went with that instead of Chris Hitler, I don't know.
That is a nice ring to it.
I think that was their decision. Listen, I tell you, here's what Chris Christie did not have to trade: massive tax increases. They're able to reform the pension system and make a down payment on some health care reform there. Big changes without tax increases. Nice. If only. Now, listen, we have this debate going on in Washington right now where Democrats are demanding tax increases. I hope Republicans take a look at what Chris Christie's going up in New Jersey, where you want to hold the line on taxes and work to reform these social insurance programs, which were created for a different century and a different demographic picture.
There's a lesson there, and then the aftermath is that the Democrats their base just ends up getting really angry at the Democrats, which actually doesn't play out too bad politically for us.
You have these unions saying, we need a new Democratic Party. Maybe we should have like a Labor Party or something.
And Chris Christie
like
says,
they have
rah,
in other
rah.
countries. Well, A little, maybe a schism. I'm detecting schism within the Democratic Party.
Jimmy, let's talk about what happened yesterday on Capitol Hill in these debt reduction talks that were going on. Eric Cantor walks out. Senator John Kyle walks out. They said, "Look, we made some progress when it came to cutting the deficit and cutting our budget, but what we can't talk about, and what the Democrats are insisting upon, is a tax increase." My personal belief is, in the grand scheme of things, if it comes down to asking Americans whether they're in favor of cutting our budget or increasing our taxes, the Republicans probably win. But how's this going to play out?
Right. We have Eric Cantor walked away, and from the people I talked to, you're right. It is over taxes, and Democrats are asking really for a variety of taxes and tax hiking mechanisms, which, from what I saw, there's no way what the Democrats are asking for. It would certainly not pass the House. I don't think it would get any votes.
So were they trying to blow up these talks in your mind, Jimmy?
No, I think.
You think they really believe that?
I think they're trying to get. I mean, they have their own base to worry about, and they don't want to have any structural changes in Social Security. They don't want to have any more structural changes in health care. So what's that left? Now listen, the president's bug out of Afghanistan. That's going to, on paper, save some money, so they can use some of that. But they have to close this gap. I mean, I see the debt ceiling eventually getting raised. And that's point C. We're at point A. I'm not sure what point B looks like to get us there, but I just don't see Republicans accepting.
Well, that would be disastrous for the economy, would it not?
If we
to
don't
raise taxes in a down economy?
Well, as I was just saying, listen, the economy is like at stall speed right here. It can sort of go either way. This is like the last thing you want to do. And I know it's certainly the administration. That's why I don't get the logic. I don't get the logic because tax increases are going to slow this economy. That, I think, will just doom this president's reelection. But yet they're pushing it. They're really torn. I mean, we're talking about fissures of the Democratic Party. We have the tax issue. And at the same time, they don't want to do anything about Social Security or real health care reform.
All right. Now, finally, most importantly, the father of 7, you'd like to go to the movies, take the kids to the movies. Apparently, Cars 2, the villain is Big Oil. There is some type of, anti-Big Oil theme in the movie, is what we're being told. It comes out today. Will Jimmy P. take the kids to see the Cars 2 movie because of that ideology that's involved in the movie?
There are some things that transcend ideology.
Pixar movies is one of them.
And the odds of me making that case successfully.
He is greatly outnumbered.
It is going to be an overwhelming pro-Cars 2 vote, though I'm sure I will say, hey, this isn't really true, or which disappoints me because Cars has actually made some really good, I think, kind of pro-market, pro-entrepreneur. Incredibles is one of the great conservative, films of all time. So I'm a little disappointed. And listen, I haven't, like I said, I haven't seen the movie yet. Are they going to explain what happened to all the humans? Did the cars kill all the humans?
That's a good point. Yeah, that's a really good point. All right, that makes
me not raise that one with the kids.
All right, yeah, it makes my decision better because I'm going to go see it this weekend as well. All right, Jimmy, always good to talk to you, bud. We'll talk to you down the road.
All right, thanks. Bye-bye.
Jim Pethokoukis of Reuters and CNBC.